Hey guys, so I'm back with another process video today, and today I will be using the Life is Beautiful collection by Fancy Pants, and I just have the collection pack, which means I have two of each of the papers, the puffy stickers, and the alphas in the yellow color from this collection. And I have been dying to use this collection for so long, but I was scrapbooking summary pictures, and this collection just reminds me of spring and florals and parks and whatever. So I remembered that I had this picture from the States from when we went to a zoo, and they had this thing, I don't know what that thing is called, and I just had this photo with all the flowers around it, and the garden was just beautiful. So I decided I was going to scrapbook that and use this collection that I have been dying to use ever since I got it 2 months ago. So I'm starting by matting my photo in some white because I thought it would help the picture pop, and I've picked out 5 out of the 6 papers. Well, actually, it's 4 out of the 6 papers because the one is the both back and front. But anyway, so I'm thinking that I'm gonna use the wood grain paper for my background, which is called Porch Swing. And then I thought that I might want to, I was debating between matting my layout with this pink stripe, which is called Sweet Summer, and the yellow, or I should say mustard gingham, I think is a pattern that's called, which is Cactus Bloom is the name of it. So I gutted the pink paper because I wanted to also use it as a layer, and now I'm going to gut the yellow paper as well because I know I have 2 of them, but I do want to use the back sides too. So I'm gutting them, and I'm using the inside part to create layers for my photo, and the outer part to as a possibility to map my photo. And the reason I gutted both of them is because even if I don't use the pink stripe on this one or the yellow stripe on this one, I'll know I'm using it on another layout because I love it. So yeah, so I'm adding my photo in the pink one and then the yellow one, and now I'm thinking of how I want to layer this green piece behind it. And this the green paper, I love that pattern. It's just a bunch of leaves, and that one is called Fancy Floral because the backside has that gorgeous floral on it. So yeah, and again, as you can see, I've been doing this a lot lately. I love to mat pictures. I love to layer stuff behind my picture, but not in straight lines. So all of those papers have an edge to them, and the only thing that's going to be straight is my photo. And I think that just adds a lot of interest and stuff, and I don't know, I just like it because I like having a kind of messy feel, even though it's not really messy. And yeah, it's just too straight for me if I layer the layers straight. And that's what I've been discovering lately. So I fussy cutted some of those florals from the floral paper because I love them and I wanted to use them. So I fussy cut out some of those, and I'm kind of trying to decide how I want to place them on the page. And I decide, I'm thinking either I'm going to do a kind of strip, a vertical strip or a horizontal strip. And I also added some of the backside of the yellow paper is that blue, and I just felt like the picture needed another color to help it pop a bit, so I matted it with the blue instead of the pink because I just thought that brought out a bit more elements in the picture, because the colors it's just kind of a contrast color because, well, not really a contrast, but the pink, the yellow, and the green are all in the photo, and then adding the blue just helps photo stand out a bit because it's not the same color that's in it. So yeah, and then I fussy cut these flowers, and I found that they were getting a bit lost. I wanted them to pop a bit more and not blend into each other. So I'm just using my pigment ink pad by Ranger in black tie and inking the sides, with the exception of that one floral, which I left an outline for with the paper because the paper they were on were black, which I guess I could have just cut an outline for all of them, but I didn't think of it earlier, so I just inked them. And now I'm having a look at the puffy stickers and I'm trying to figure out how else I want to layer this. And now I still felt like my picture wasn't standing out all that much, so I thought maybe I could matte it in black just like I did with the flowers kind of. But that was way too dark, so I'm not going to keep that. And now everything was moving around, so I decided just to add a tiny amount of glue to keep everything intact, but not so much that I can't move it later, so I can still move stuff around now if I want to. So I decided I'm also going to ink the photo because the black matte was just too much, and I thought maybe I'll ink the white matte but yeah, that wasn't working. So I just inked the photo directly. And yeah, so now I've decided that I'm going to use this yellow paper as my matte, kind of, or maybe not. Yes, I haven't decided that yet. Okay, I have decided that I want to pop my photo up with some foam again, just to help it stand out a bit more. And I just have some foam that you get somewhere. I don't know where I would buy it, but it's just plain foam that you could buy for crafts. It's not a foam adhesive or anything. I've had it since I was like maybe 5, and when I was making crafts with my mother and sister, and then I just recently discovered that we had all that foam left and I could be using it for scrapbooking. So then I decided I want to tone down this background just a bit to help the layers and flowers mostly pop against it. I've been saying that a lot on this layout, but I mean, I'm just adding the slightest layer of white gesso on the background, and not the whole background, just in the center where the layers are going to go. And I have dried that with a hair dryer, so I don't have a heat gun, so I just use a hair dryer. And then I'm bringing the flowers back, and I just like how, I don't think you can see it on camera, and again, it's really subtle, but the flowers just pop a bit more against the background. So I've been saying pop a lot. I'm sorry, guys. And now I'm kind of stuck. I don't know how I want to embellish this, what I want the title to be, where I want the title to go, where I want the journaling to go. I was just, yeah, I don't know. So I decided I'm just going to matte it with the yellow paper because the pink was a bit too much. It distracted too much from the pink flowers in the center. And I was trying to decide whether or not I wanted to also ink the wood grain paper before I glued it down. So I did a little tester, and then I decided that I liked it, so I'm going to adhere that down. And I'm using two different types of glue. So one of them is this one here, which is a twist and glue by Yoo-Hoo, and then the other one is the white Bic. It's just a white glue by Bic, and they both work fine. I mean, well, I prefer this one here just because it doesn't get the paper so wet, so it morphs. The other one, the only problem with the other one is that if you add even just the tiniest amount of glue, it sometimes morphs the paper a bit like water would do, and I don't like that. But on the other hand, this glue that is currently on screen, the yellow one, can't go on photos because it destroys them. So if I want to glue something on a photo, or if I want to glue the photo somewhere, I try to avoid using that glue. So I need another option. And the reason I don't use glue sticks is because I find them, they don't work as well. They're not strong enough for holding scrapbooking stuff. Like I use glue sticks to glue down like handouts in a notebook or something, but I find that it's just not strong enough for scrapbooking purposes, and that's probably just a personal preference, but yeah. So now I decided to commit to this layout design because I love it, and I'm just going to glue the foam on the picture on the paper, the paper on the background, and so on. So actually I don't glue the picture down just yet onto the paper because I'm not sure if I want to tuck anything behind it. And if you've noticed, I'm just adding glue in the center of things in order to allow me to tuck things in behind from all aspects of the layers. And I'm going to go ahead and glue down these florals, which I'm going to regret later but that's okay. I've managed to work it out. So still gluing. I edited out a big portion of that because I think it's pretty boring to have to watch me glue things down. So now I'm looking at the puffy stickers and the alphas, and I'm trying to decide what my title is going to be and where I want it to go, and like keep in mind any other embellishments I might use. So right off the bat, I saw those tiny little flowers, and I love puffy stickers, especially like these ones that come with Fancy Pants collections. I just love them. And I saw those flowers that I thought would just match perfectly, and by adding them into my floral cluster, it adds a different texture, and it also adds a bit of dimension, and I thought that just worked really nicely. So then I thought I would use these yellow ones, but because I have the yellow layer, there's yellow in the florals, and then the whole thing is matted on yellow, I felt like it was a bit too yellow. And also, they didn't stand out too much on the background. You're going to see me try them out in a bit. And I really liked this smile piece, so I'm going to place it over there for the time being. And then I kind of had this idea in my mind that I wanted to put the title under the photo and have a arrow from the puffy sticker set pointing to it. But I also didn't like the title under the photo in the end. It just... In theory it would work, but by actually doing it, it just wasn't happening. So I tried to add it to the side, like I'm trying to use those yellow things, but they weren't working. And then I just pulled this washi tape. This is a Scotch washi tape, and I've had Scotch brand, Fancy Pants brand, and Tiger brand, and obviously the Tiger ones aren't so good, and Hobby Lobby. But I love Scotch and Hobby Lobby washi tape, like the quality of it. And like the Fancy Pants ones is really good as well, but yeah. So then I opened my die cut drawer when I got the washi out, and I noticed that the die cuts from the, what is it called? Hello Sunshine, I think, collection by Fancy Pants. That one's a newer release, just came out in the summer. Matched the colors for this perfectly. So I went through that and pulled some different labels and die cuts from both the label and tag set and the ephemera pack set from that collection that had just the colors but didn't have any sentiments that were summery themed. Because even though this picture was taken in the summer, it doesn't look summery, and the point isn't really summer. It's just to use all these gorgeous florals. So you're seeing me flipping through those two packages now and finding some things that I want to use. And I've added that green tag over to the side, the circular one. And now I want to find something to add to the other side to bring in that green a bit more, and also to balance stuff out, because now the clusters weren't really centered. So now on the right side, because I added the tag, there's less space left on the page than on the left side. I don't know if that makes sense. So I'm trying to find something to layer over there. And also I had to pull up the flowers because they were glued down completely, and that kind of caused a bit of a problem, but I managed to do it without causing too much harm. So now I pulled these plants out, and like I know they have a more home kind of feel to them, but the colors just worked for this layout, so I'm just using it, and who cares? It's still a plant, and there's lots of plants in the picture, so yeah, doesn't matter that it's in a pot. I'm just ignoring that fact, and I'm just using the colors of it. So I layered that one under that smile piece, and then at Walking on Sunshine, I layered over the picture just to integrate the picture a bit more into the like strip there that I have going on. And then I've also added the high die cut piece from the Serendipity collection. And if you've been watching my mini kit series, you'll probably seen that I'm using a lot of those die cuts were the inspiration for this kit, and those are what I'm trying to use up. So I did make this page after I finished that series, which I haven't finished posting it yet, but anyway. And just because of the fact that I went through that die cut pack and tried to use it as much as possible, I now have in mind what else is in there, and I keep pulling from it a lot. So the other day I just used another die cut from there, which you'll see next week. But yeah, so I'm just really loving how this series is working in actually helping me use some older stuff. So anyway, I've decided that I liked how this looks, so I'm going to glue everything down. Also, on the right side over there, I've added a die cut, an orange kind of flower from a pack from Hello Sunshine. And I tried to add another flower over to the right with the same kind of shape, but I just didn't like it. It was getting a bit too clustery. Because over on the right, there's a lot of smaller pieces, and on the left, there's a lot of smaller pieces that are combined together to make a larger cluster, and then on the right, there's more larger pieces. Well, basically, there's that larger tag that's just making it just looks a bit more organized over there. But yeah, so I didn't want to add anything more to the right side, to the left side that I didn't add to the right side. So I don't know if what I just said made sense, but anyway. So now I'm gluing everything down because I've decided I want to use it. And now I'm going back to these hearts because I love them and the colors work. And I thought they would also add some more, give the same effect as those flowers and just help improve that, like add dimension and texture, because I only have paper elements going on now. So yeah. And then I forgot to add foam onto the back of that Walking on Sunshine die cut. So I went back and did that. And now I'm adding some sequins in pink that Laura had sent me about a year ago. Oh, also on top of the photos, I've added that little tab from the Hello Sunshine collection and just stamped the date on it. And now I'm going to glue down those sequins with this glue pen. I think it's a Zig Rider 2-way glue pen. So back to the puffy sticker hearts, which I veered off from. I used the yellow one over to the left and a blue one over to the right. And I used the blue to the right because I have the blue flower on the left, so that kind of equated the two. And then the yellow and the pink, and then the yellow just worked better over there than the pink did, so I just used that. And now I'm doing my journaling with I think it was the 05 tip maybe. It's the Staedtler pigment liner, and I think I used a 0.05 tip, or it might have been the 0.3. I don't know. So here are the pictures. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't checked out my mini kit series, go ahead and do so. Those usually go up, not usually, they go up on Saturdays, and then I also post a process video every Wednesday on my channel. So thank you so much for watching. I hope I will see you next time, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any videos. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.